All right. Hey, Magic 102 listeners, Sky Houston here. I'm excited today. Listen, I can't say there have been many things I've looked forward to this year. It's been a crazy year, but today is a day to really take in what we have here today. If we can go ahead and bring them on the screen, let's just bring them in. I have Maxwell on the line.
Hey, everybody.
Maxwell, can you see me now? Can you see me?
Yes, I can see. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you feeling today?
I'm great. I'm great. I'm just happy to be able to be here, to be alive, to be. I mean, we've had it. It's been an interesting, 2 years. So
very interesting 2 years. I have to tell myself, like, give yourself some grace. Listen, you don't realize no one's ever been through this in the history of people. So give yourself grace for what you're going through and for what you need. And let me say, you coming back on the scene at such a time as this is what we need. So first off, let me say thank you for this tour, the night tour. Thank you for kicking off the night tour.
Nah, I'm just grateful that we could put together something with two guys that I love. I think their music is amazing. I'm huge fans of their work, and they're great human beings. Anthony Hamilton and Joe. I mean, nothing is more R&B than that. So that's kind of what it was all about.
Now, did you put this together? Did you say, who would I want to be on the stage with? How did this come about? Joe, Maxwell, Anthony Hamilton. That's just not anything you would normally see. So how did this come about?
I think it just came together because everyone was available. So that's usually the case. I think most times most artists would like to work together, but it's about, scheduling conflicts. But for some reason this seemed to work. So I'm just grateful it did, because I can't wait to share the stage with them and to see them perform each night and listen to, my favorite songs from both of them. They got so much stuff I mean, Joe alone is forget it,
Catalog for days. Now, I'm curious to see this show because the ladies love Maxwell solo, period. Ladies love Joe. Go crazy. And Anthony, I'm like, this is truly a lady show. Is there anything for the fellas on this? Because I don't see where they're going to be able to. Should they even come to the show? Let's just ask that question.
I mean, after the show, it's, they can do, if the show is great, everybody can have a good time. I mean, it's, the fun doesn't have to end when the show ends, but that's up to the people who show up.
Yeah. Well, you're looking great. I can't wait to see how you go through your catalog. It's been well over 20 years now since you came in the game. I know you're a 90s guy. So I can't wait to see the set list. So tell me, how does Maxwell decide what makes the set on a show like the night tour?
Well, I mean, I'm trying to factor in all the stuff that people obviously want you to do. But then I'm also trying to, factor in the songs that I guess the fans, so to speak, that really liked an album for a deeper version than just the song that did well on the radio.
Right.
So, we're gonna try to put something together that's very special and, makes you feel like, wow, it just happened, and I wish I want some more of that kind of thing. But I'm excited. I'm excited to just, get out there again, celebrate R&B music, celebrate it with my brothers, Joe and Anthony Hamilton. And it's exciting. It's exciting.
It is. Another thing that's exciting is this new album. Can we talk about this trilogy? Finally, the end to the trilogy. I won't say end. I don't know if it'll ever end. You'll never retire, right? Don't say you'll be done with music. I can't. So let's just, wait, you didn't say anything.
No. I won't. I'm not. I'm always making music. I'm just happy that we're finally at the conclusion. So there's so many more concepts that I've been trying to sort of mess around with, but it just all worked out the way it did. But yeah, I'm excited about the conclusion. So it's gonna be fun. Lots of love records. So lots of love.
Love is love, lots of it. I love it. And I also love that you dropped this visual for Off. Let's talk about that really quickly because I glanced at it and I'm like, Maxwell has always been ahead of his time with the concepts for the videos. You never miss. Let me say that. You
Uh,
never miss. So the concepts for the videos, is that normally you or is it a team of people who put it together or they just have to come and, you know, scratch it out of your head like you Suge Avery?
right. You know what? It's sometimes you just read something and it just feels right. And it's usually someone you've worked with before that you know it's gonna be smooth. And it was, all of the above. It was like I've worked with Philip Endelman a few times, and he comes with a concept. It's like it feels like the right vibe, and then you just can, and then you do it. But it's been interesting, doing a lot of these types of things now with the pandemic, because it's there's so much protocol that you go
Right.
through to make sure that everyone's safe. But I'm glad that everybody's pushing through, and that we were able to do it, and I'm excited about hopefully people what they feel about the song, and hopefully they like it. Hopefully it's doing well. I don't know. Sometimes I'm like in my own bubble, so I
Yeah.
don't know.
Do you ever get insecure about whether people are going to receive it or do you just let it ride because it is your art at the end of the day? Do you feel like you get self-conscious about your art?
Yeah, I mean, I think people, I have to always take into consideration that whatever the judgments may be, sometimes they're very personal, sometimes they're very timely. Sometimes when someone's listening to something new from you, they're measuring it against a time in their life where there's, memories that, that like you could never rekindle in
Right.
some, so you don't really know why something is hitting or why it's not hitting. But I'm just grateful that like after all these years I get to just evolve and do music as I feel, and that I'm always encouraged to continue. So that's a good thing. So I'm grateful for that.
Oh man, you made me think about the Maxwell you are today. Like I see you're growing your hair back. It's
Um,
reminiscent of, I see it's puffy. So I'm assuming there's a lot under there right now, but I'm thinking back to the Maxwell 25 years ago. Like, how do you see yourself now? I don't know what growing your hair back means for you, but how do you see yourself now compared to who you believed you were then? Take us down just the evolution of Maxwell a little bit, if you will, or tell me, how do you look at where you are now versus back um, those many moons ago?
right. I look back and I'm grateful to so many people around that got that guy. I'm grateful to so many of the people who made sure that work would find an audience, or at least get exposure, and then
Yeah,
we'd see what would happen. But yeah, I mean, he was that guy is that earlier version of me is a guy who had nothing to lose. Now you have such a catalog, and you have to kind of write to meet the levels that people
yeah,
have in minds about their last favorite song.
yeah,
So how do you do that without trying to carbon copy what you've done, or
right.
how do you do that? Yeah, so you just have to do what feels right, and hopefully you just sit back and you wait and people get it, and if they don't, dang, but if they do, then great. And you keep working. At the end of the day, I appreciate the opportunity. The fact that I still get to do this is pretty amazing to me.
It is amazing, and just hearing you with such a humble, perspective on it. Because when you, as a fan, when you see Maxwell, you come across as he's doing him, and that's what we love about him. So there's never judgment. As far as a fan, I never feel like there's judgment. Whatever he's dishing, we're taking it because we know that you're going to be authentically you, and that's what makes us love you. So it's still refreshing to hear that you think about, you consider what people are receiving, if it's what they want. So it brings me to the question of, we haven't heard a lot about Maxwell, or I heard you say before, there's a Max and there's a Maxwell. So we're in this big social media game these days. Back in the 90s, there was no such thing as social media. So how much do you really let people in on Max on social media? Realistically, do you?
I think you have to walk cautiously. I think you have to kind of set a certain tone for like how you're trying to, connect with the audience. Cause I think you set the tone and you know, um, I know there's a whole world out there that, operates. So it can be a lot,
Yeah,
sometimes when you have to uh you know check in so many times in, it could be very odd, so you're trying to work on the album and do the work, but then at the same time you're having to connect with people about different things. So and then you never know if someone's making a fake page with your name and just and scamming people, and then like you're having to take the brunt of the responsibility. So it can be a little tricky, but it's what happened on the planet. So
right, right.
what
It,
can
it's it's funny because I hear that you try to walk a line, right? You want to be above reproach, but you want to get in there because you're a guy from Brooklyn, right? I can imagine you like, the normal life. So do you ever see something on social media and be like, dang, I wish I could do that? Like, do you ever feel like you see an artist do something and you're like, I wish I could do that? And what is that thing? What is that one thing you wish
um
you could do on social media?
I mean, the thing it with social media is so different for me because you want to make sure that your work is being talked about because of something that is gonna be long lasting.
Right.
A lot of the times when you get attention on social media, it's for like a really funny thing or a meme or some sort of moment of whatever that people get wrapped up in, and then it kind of gets tossed away. But yeah, I mean, like I'm kind of happy to just release the work and let the work reflect the
Yeah.
success, and then we'll see where we go from there. Plus, it's I'm Uncle Max now at this point, so
Let's talk about this, Uncle Max, because you've been ever since you hit your 40s. I think you've been calling yourself Uncle or feeling. Do you really feel old?
I don't feel old. I just feel like I know where I'm at in my life, and
Mhm.
I know I have to be decade appropriate, and I have to be able to still, do what I do creatively, but be very conscious of who I am in life, and what the youngins are looking at and how they're feeling about it, and that they can still look up at the situation. I feel like you thirsty. It's very important to sort of like ride with your moment. It's not that I
Okay.
feel like, I can't um, do the types of shows I did before, but you have to just know where you're at, where you are, because I think people really respect when you're aware of like, that that's the time that you came from. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And I love that. At the end of the day, you will always be known for the body of work that you put out, the classics that you put out. And I love the fact that even though, you feel like you're in the uncle category, people come back to that and they use that. I look on social media, for instance, there should be a Maxwell challenge somewhere. So this week it's the Can We Talk challenge. Have you been seeing it on social media? The
Yes.
Tevin Campbell challenge.
Yeah, I love all those songs. So yeah, I know everyone's doing it. It's amazing.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the Maxwell challenge. I don't know what song. What song would you pick worthy of a Maxwell challenge?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I look at the internet and I'm like, I'm amazed at how it operates, and just things come out of nowhere and happen. So, it's exciting to see what it will do next, what it will do next. But as far as the challenge, I don't know. I mean, I just enjoy watching people, sing songs and do their thing. It's cool to see it.
It's a great way to find new talent as well. Are there any new artists out there that you're feeling right now?
I mean, I love Ari Lennox, you know what I mean? I love, Summer Walker, and I love, who else, Giveon, and
Oh God, give
like
you all.
I like, Lucky Day. I love there's a lot of new people I like. I love R&B, and I love that people are continuing to do it, and then that they respect
The
the
craft.
the craft of what it means, and so things are nice, and I feel like music is getting more soulful and people are about it again. So I'm excited. I like when you can hear that someone is really singing that,
Yeah.
It's nice. It's nice.
And it goes back to the art, the music, right? You have to have something to sing, have to mean something. So really quickly, let me ask you this. When Maxwell is writing a song, um, what's the formula? Does Maxwell have like a formula that you stick to? Or walk us through maybe one of your favorites on this new album and the conceptualizing. What works for you? Do you go sit on the toilet for a minute and say, this is my spot? What works for Maxwell? Sit the toilet.
Um, yeah, I just go somewhere and just try to figure out like what haven't I been, what haven't I been already, so that I could actually, you know, um, you know, show another side. Because you can get formulaic and you can do something that people expect of you, and then you're stuck, and then you're always stuck in a stereotypical, creative position.
Yeah.
But to be able to sort of like show people another side or another part of your personality, because we're all evolving. So I'm excited
Yeah.
for for this new album. It's exciting because it's a love type of thing. It's got some stuff on it. I'm excited.
What did
It'll
you
be-
try? What did you try this album? Did you this album that made you proud of yourself? You're like, oh, wait till they hear this. So was there any elements or things that you intentionally set your sights on, letting people know you have this thing that you can do? What did you set your mind on?
Yeah. I think I just wanted to sort of like be vibes, just immediate vibes where you're just like, okay. The minute you hear it, you're just like, oh, okay. There's just no confusion. You know what it is. You get
Feel it.
that immediacy, and that's kind of what I wanted. So I'm excited about it. I'm excited.
Well, we're excited as well. I can't wait to dig into it. I can't wait till this tour gets to Houston. We're looking forward to it. So thank you again. Thank you for your time. And thank you for just allowing us to vibe with you. Maxwell, everybody.
Yes, thank you so much. It was a pleasure. I can't wait to be at the show with you. So happy holidays, everyone.
Oh, happy holidays, right? How dare I forget about the holidays?
you.
Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye.